Please join me in welcoming Gotham Award winner, Critics' Choice Award winner, Spirit Award nominee, Screen Actors Guild Award nominee, BAFTA nominee, and Oscar nominee, Ke Huy Quan. Great to see you.
Good to see you.
Welcome. Thank you. Oh, it's right there.
Hello, hello, hi. Thank you all for coming.
Yes. So you have something in common with Jeremy Strong, which is that you also have a full arsenal of behind-the-scenes jobs that you've done in the movie industry. As I'm sure people are aware, stunt coordination,
Right.
lots of different jobs that you did, you know, in the not-so-recent past.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to know, when you think back to all of the jobs that you did behind the scenes, what's one that sticks out as being a favorite?
Well, you know, I actually appreciated everything that I did behind the camera because, you know, before, I only looked at this business from, you know, this narrow lens of an actor. But when I, you know, couldn't, you know, those opportunities dried up and I had to move behind the camera, I actually became a lot more appreciative of everything that goes into making a movie. My perspective got wider. And now when I walk on the set, I see the cameraman, I see the gaffer, I see the craft service guy, I see the production designer, I see the, you know, the prop master. I see everybody now versus, you know, before, I only see, you know, my fellow actors. So I'm really grateful for those times, and I appreciated everything that I did. You know, I held the boom, I pushed the dolly, I did everything I could just because, you know, how much I love this business.
I love that.
Yeah.
One of the credits I saw was, I think it was assistant stunt coordinator on the X-Men. Would you have been such a kick-ass action star in Everything Everywhere All at Once if you had not been a stunt coordinator on the X-Men? Is there a through line?
No, I mean, absolutely, you're right. If you look at Wayman, the 3 different versions of him, I could not have played him had I not had all the live experiences I had leading up to it. You know, and with Alpha Wayman, the fanny pack sequence, I learned all that, you know, doing, you know, stunt work. I'm not stunt work, but action choreography. And you know, this wonderful director named Corey Yuan took me under his wings, and you know, taught me everything that goes into making an action sequence, how to choreograph it, how to look good doing it in front of the camera. So all those experiences that I had, I brought all of them into this character.
You know, as people may be aware, I think the experience for you of watching Crazy Rich Asians was very powerful because you had been doing these behind-the-scenes jobs. You saw this movie and thought, maybe there's a place for me again as an actor. Do you feel like you almost manifested this job into existence, or do you not think of it that way? Do you really feel like you had to kind of go out there and prove to the Daniels that you were the guy for this? How do you feel like in your head this all really happened?
I wasn't thinking that much. I mean, honestly, I buried that acting bug so deep for so many years. And little did I know, you know, first of all, the landscape has changed drastically since I stepped away. And I'm so grateful for everyone that has contributed to, you know, to these changes. And little did I know, when I was watching movies, you know, in the last, you know, 20 years or so, I noticed that Asian representation was getting better. We were getting, thank you. You know, instead of stereotypical roles or marginalized roles, we were getting media roles, meaningful roles, and then all of a sudden, you know, we have a television show called Fresh Off the Boat with an entire Asian cast. And then, of course, we had like Crazy Rich Asians, The Farewell, all of that. And little did I know that acting bug that I buried for so long slowly crawl itself up back to the surface. And every time it wants to come back, I would push it away. And every time I push away, it would come back louder and stronger until I couldn't ignore it anymore. And that was when I had that conversation with my wife about doing this all over again.
Well, I definitely took note of one line from the movie, which was, every rejection, every disappointment has led you here to this moment.
Yes. I love that line. I love that line.
I mean, that must mean so much more to you now than even when it was being shot.
Yeah, that's why when I read the script, it resonated with me so much. In fact, when I found out that I was being offered to play this role, I was so happy. But also, I knew immediately what I needed to do, because I grew up in a culture where I was taught to internalize a lot of my feelings and hide a lot of the struggles. So, I never shared it with anybody. My family knew, but we never discussed it. And one of the things that I knew that I had to do was to be honest with myself, to open up, and pour my entire life into this character. And one of the great things is about this character is he is not afraid to be vulnerable. He's not afraid to be perceived as weak. And that's what's so great about him. When I was much younger, one of the most feared questions that I get asked is, what do you have coming up? What do you have next? And I would never have an answer for that. My agent and my manager would coach me to say that, just say you have something lined up, but you're not at liberty to say it.
Ooh, good one.
And that was my answer, but then every time I say it, I would feel ashamed, I would feel embarrassed, because that was not true. And one of the greatest gifts that I got playing this character is learning to be more and more like Wayman, to be not afraid. It's okay to show weakness. It's okay to share your struggle. And if you were to ask me now, I'm happy to tell you, I don't have anything lined up. I'm serious. I don't have a job because everything that has happened since our movie came out has been such a gift. And we're in the thick of this award season, and I just want to be in the moment. I just want to enjoy every single day, because honestly, I didn't think I would ever be here, and here I am. So.
Wow, yeah. Guess what? You do have something lined up. It's called the Academy Award, so well done. Everybody, Quan. Hang on right there for a sec. I'm so glad you're here. All right, next up is Jeremy Pope. And let's take a look at a scene from his powerful work in The Inspection.